Back again for another video. Sorry for the late responses, but life happens, right? So anyway, today we're going to be talking about the debacle about Dababy and the LGBT2 plus 5 times 83 923 Apple community. So I like to look at things very plainly when I observe them. And I see two sides. I see the side of people who are in defense of Dababy, and I see the sides of people who are in defense of the pride community. And then, of course, when it comes again to consciousness, you have to, to me, this is my personal definition of consciousness. This is your ability to separate yourself or know yourself in a difference to your own environment. And this is how I secondly look at it, because I have to assess the environment plainly first, and then I compare who I am to that environment, whatever that environment is. And then I find the inconsistencies, and then I can tell the difference, right? So this is how I go about doing things. So in the manosphere, especially the black manosphere, there seems to be a taking of sides. And I totally understand. And I'm not against anybody for taking sides at all. I'm just here to point you into a direction that you may not be on. And when I've heard some of the videos, I've listened to a few people talk about it, and their stances about it, and they make very valid points on both sides, because I can see how people see what he says to be very insensitive, and on the other side I can see how people shouldn't be making that big of a deal about it, because he didn't necessarily target anyone, in a sense that he was pointing the finger, rather. Now people may look at that as he's doing it in a backhanded kind of way, but technically speaking, he did not name anybody. So even if you fit that criteria of people that he was talking about, then you have to understand that he's an entertainer. He is a human being as well. And people say things at times where they don't consider them, but they don't necessarily mean any harm either. And I think people were really taking it too far. But anyway, my point that I want to make here, and I don't think this is going to be a very long video, but the point that I'm making here is that we as a community, especially the black community, we oftentimes get swept up into the people who come from our community just because they look like us, and we feel this hard pressed initiative to run to their defense if they stand for a smidget of what we stand for. And what I mean by a smidget is you just happen to look like me, and you happen to be in a position of power of sorts in society. When that happens, I think people aren't considering the larger picture. And even if you are a gay individual, a gay black individual, or, a lesbian or whatever, I think you still are not considering the position that you're in regards to the larger community of people, because on both sides, there are larger communities. But the question that I want to pose to people, which I'm going to definitely answer, but I want you to ask yourself this question between the both of them, both sides. What have any of these people or communities done to enrich you as an individual? I just want to know, what have they actually done to make your life better? What have they actually done that actually stands for specifically who you are as an individual, not your title, not your skin tone, but who you are within your community, because I get it. Yes, skin tone kind of plays a key into this, but we come in all different shades. So I don't want to consider skin tone, but your background, where you come from, who you are, right? What has any of the pride community actually done for Black people? They want you to accept their agenda. Definitely. They want you to, as long as you accept their agenda, you're their friend. But if you have anything to say against it, then, you're the scourge of the earth, right? And even if you are a Black gay person who does not agree with certain parts of the pride community, then you're an outcast automatically. So that means that you as an individual is not even considered to be an individual unless you're supporting the full throttle of their community, right? And then on the other side of it, I would ask the Black people who are on the Dababy side, what is the Dababy really doing to enrich our community, your community? Did he come down and he speak positivity into people that made them want to change their ways, put down the guns, go get an education, not try to slay every female that you come across? Is he really coming down to support that narrative, or is he doing something else? See, this is once again where I stand. I stand very plainly against the scrutinization of my environment. I'm a person who firmly believes that I will support anyone who supports me, right? But on either sides of these fences, I can't find an individual who supports me in regards to the direction that I see life and how I understand things to be. I can't see the pride community necessarily agreeing with me because they have an agenda to destroy masculinity, which I have a high investment in promoting. And I can't necessarily see the Dababy supporting the agendas that I have in regards to men staying away from poisonous snakes and the likes thereof, the succubi, as Black Ram puts it. I can't see his agenda actually supporting that either. So I think this is something that we all need to consider here. While we're going into defense for the things that we closely resemble, what is actually resembling what we stand for as an individual? Because once again, the community will shun you if you don't support their full message, right? Even if you are a part of the community. And then they don't care if you're Black, white, whatever, because your race is not even considered as long as you accept the agenda, right? So you accept the agenda, and now all of a sudden, you're Black gay, and you're a Black lesbian, or you're a Black bisexual, right? They get to put the pronoun in front of it, right? But as soon as you say that you're not with something, your Blackness goes away. You're just another opponent at that point. They don't care where you stand in your Blackness. And then, like I said, on the other side, you think the Dababy is really a positive influencer in our community? Should people actually model after him in his rhetoric and the things that he has to say? I mean, what really are we arguing about here? Are we arguing who's the lesser demon, the lesser devil? Or are we supporting things that we actually see within ourselves? I think that's something to consider in regards to this debacle, this moot argument, as I want to look at it. But I don't see either side standing for me, so I don't support either of them. They can destroy each other for all I care, because anything that does not stand for me, I stand against, simply put. But anyways, like, comment, and share. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Patreon. But until next time, this has been the Wolf and Beta Close. May you have a good day, and peace be with you.